Isn't that a wonderful word? We all want to hear it from somebody who has done something wrong to us, said something wrong to us, but also equally important for us to sort of introspect and see that do we apologize enough to people. I consider this to be a very important word, one of those expressions that sort of help us figure out and improve things that are wrong in our lives or that have gone wrong in our lives in past, and that can be because of many reasons. And the life in today's construct for humans in particular, we're complex creatures. It is not very easy, and it is also very easy to make it complex by doing things that are wrong to people. We keep doing wrong things to one another, saying things that are not appropriate, and then end up in a situation wherein we sort of get into a bit of a guilt. I hope you do. If you don't, then you need something else really. But I'm talking about, get into this guilt. Those people who really feel the guilt that things have gone wrong, they shouldn't have done something to someone, said something to someone, at some stage feel that, okay, you know what, I should not have done that. Let's do a course correction. And that's where the word apology comes in. And we need to understand and realize the importance of it. This is a very, very powerful word. The moment you apologize to someone, at least in my experience, I've seen things start working so positively, so differently. The only problem is that we expect that to be reacted by the other person. No. But I can tell you, within a person, the moment the apology is said by someone who has done wrong to them, within that person, there is a bit of a change that is, planted. And that you need to let grow. At times, certain people are very expressive, or also depending on what has gone wrong, people sort of respond to your apology either by accepting it and forgetting everything that's gone wrong immediately. And sometimes they take a bit of a time, and there is absolutely no problem with that, because if you have said something wrong to someone, if you have done something wrong to someone, give that person that much of time and respect to recover from it. That person deserves it, whether it's a he, she, old, young, children even. We at times take them for granted, people who are younger to us. Absolutely everybody needs time. So when you apologize, do apologize and give some time. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that I'll share a few points which help me to optimize the expression and the word apology in my life. First and foremost, apologize early. We often do a certain mistake and we sort of sit on it to apologize to someone or to fix someone. Now, as I've said, that if it doesn't bother you, then you're a different person. But if it bothers you, or if you're the kind of person who has remorse or certain kind of a humanity within you, and you feel for certain things going wrong, apologize early. It is like a freshly baked bread or roti or food, served on the table. You feel the goodness of it. The person who's receiving the apology feels the goodness of it, and that's all is needed. That's all is needed to fix something, right? You both understand that it has gone wrong, and the person apologizing says, when expresses an apology, is expressing that, I regret and I want to move on. The person who is receiving the apology, receiving it fresh, understands that, okay, fine, this has gone wrong with this person and, was not deliberate, or even if it was deliberate, there is a bit of a remorse. So it is fresh. Apologize early. I think 90% of things, if I'm not exaggerating, can be resolved by that. Certain things that optimize apology, as I've been mentioning a little bit earlier, that apologizing very late doesn't make sense. And the problem is that the person, I would just say it with a caution, but I think this happens. The person who's apologizing often thinks that should be sorted out the moment I say the apology. Yes, it can be. As I said, early apology is like fresh baked food. But if you're apologizing late, understand something. That person who you have done wrong has been sitting with it. Even if that person is a monk, and keeps no grudge and all that kind of stuff, but still that person has lived with it. You have done something wrong, said something wrong, you have hurt someone. That person has lived with that wound. That person has been sitting with that sadness, or the grief that you've given to that person. So don't expect, once you have apologized after like 5 months, 6 months, 2 months, there is no period really. When you're apologizing late. When you do that, don't expect that, things will be fixed. Most of the time you're doing it because you want it fixed for yourself. You felt the remorse, you felt sad about it after such a long time, or even if you felt immediately but you're saying it after such a long time, it is done for your own good. So don't expect that to be reflected and sort of reacted in a way that, oh my goodness, you finally apologize. No, that doesn't work. Don't expect that. If you want to fix your own karma and your own problems, go and apologize. I think you will be probably at peace to a certain degree that you have done your bit, though it is still not washing your hands. So that's the thing, right? Don't expect things to happen. Apologizing without sincerity. The worst thing that you can do to the person who you have hurt is apologizing without any sincerity. I will quote examples later. I've seen people, they're sending apologies through somebody else. You don't eat your food and somebody else eats your food, you will remain healthy and full. Will you grow? No. So apology is, as I said, these are expressions, very valuable expressions. They make and break your inner self. So please be conscious about these things. Don't do this kind of nonsense that, unsincere apology. Oh, I don't feel it. Let me just say it so that, he feels good. No. Whether he or she feels good or not, that's absolutely out of the question. Remember, if you don't apologize, you are screwing a lot of things in your own life. This comes back to you. So fix it for your own good. Do not go around, telling people that, oh, I've apologized and things. No. Have that sincerity, and that can be seen. Don't try to bribe your apologies. Bribing doesn't work. If you try to buy someone's pain, it doesn't work. You can only compensate, you can improve, make them feel good by first conveying the apology, then trying to compensate if you have really harmed somebody. I think in a professional world, through careers, if you have harmed somebody's career, try to do a favor. That's nothing wrong. If you have harmed somebody financially and you didn't realize at that point in time and you want to apologize and you want to move on, do that. That's also is given. But don't try to do that blatant bribing. It doesn't work. Accept and then convey that I think that has also harmed you financially or materialistically. Let me try to help you recover that. The last and a very important thing, don't do things that make you apologize. Why do I have to do things that I have to apologize? Why do I have to say things unnecessarily to people or things that are wrong that I have to apologize later? Minimize it. Absolutely minimize it. Why do you have to do things, harm people in a way that you have to apologize later? So do not do this thing in the first place. So I think the greatest gyan about apology is that don't do things that you have to apologize for it. That way you're not hurting someone in the first place that you have to go back and mend it and fix it. Now let me share a few examples with you. It was long time back, 2008, 9 maybe. Yeah. So I was deciding to go abroad for my studies, and anybody who has known me well or tried knowing me slightly well has known that this is one thing that I wanted to do, that finish my studies, which I couldn't as a young man because of financial reasons and all that kind of stuff. And I've been saving for the last 10 years, and I was looking for Indian institutes who would give me opportunity and all that. But anyways, it was a complex and a time-consuming thing for me. So I was going abroad for my studies. Now the thing is that obviously I was financially not as strong that I could take my wife along, and also there was this understanding between us because I was supposed to go for my MBA 2 years earlier, but obviously she was not well at that point, and those who know me and my family, she was not well at that point in time when she was my girlfriend, and I stayed back, and a lot of these things happened, and obviously it was slightly a missed opportunity for me, but that doesn't matter. I was doing it for a person who was very close to me. But when I finally got the opportunity to go and complete my long awaited study, I was preparing for it. There was a lot of this ruckus going around and all that, and this person from one of our relatives sort of hinted my wife that they could help so that she could come along with me. Now I was absolutely averse of taking any kind of loan, even a personal favor from anyone, as many of you would know that I absolutely hate that. And among me and my wife, it was very clear. So that person sort of called. I don't know what fun that person really got, and this is really something really personal, and it has hurt me like anything ever in my life, because for a second I sort of accepted that, okay, I'll change my rules and I'll probably take a loan or something from someone, because this person is saying. That person called us to that person's place, and me and my wife went, and they had already spoken to my wife that, come over, we'll discuss this. The amount of money and all that has been already shared by my wife personally to them. And we went there, and this person I would have expected that, if it's just a clear yes or no, there's no negotiation, there is no discussions and all that kind of stuff, because you're offering it. So we went to this person's place, and I suddenly saw there are 5 different people, who were sitting there in the room. And I was asked that, oh, you know what, your wife told me that you wanted some loan. And I really didn't like that. And I was off that from that moment itself. So obviously I was not going to ask for it anyways, but with this situation, that's not going to happen at all, absolutely at all. So I was sitting there, and I said, look, I didn't ask for any money. I don't want it. I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm doing. And, I'll deal with it. This person then went on to question, no, how do you think, it is very difficult for me. And it was sort of turning into a bit of a drama. And at one point in time, I realized that this person is trying to sort of, these relatives, some of these people don't like successful young people, especially if they have come up from a very difficult background. And I was from a very difficult background and succeeding in life. And this person couldn't really digest that, double my age and have a big fat government job and thinks, is a big shot, and has trying to create a very clear image outside. And here he was sitting and he was like, do you need some money? I said, no, I don't, but are you giving any money? And, that's how I turned, and that person was like, no, but you should understand it is very difficult. And I said, I understand. I never asked for it. Why are you even sitting with 5 different people and making this scene out of things? And I walked away from there. And then on the stupid family things they do, they ended up poisoning my wife's brain that I'm going there for fun and all that. That's all they could think, because that's what they would have done in their own lives. And they don't know the hardship of a person who never had the money to study and had to build it over a period of 10 years. So poisoned my wife's head as well. He's going for fun and all that kind of stuff. So even when I came back, life was not very easy. As I've shared in previous videos, I had to go to Chennai and work for 3-4 years. And they were like, oh, what, he's still away and all that kind of stuff. At some point in time, I just didn't want to talk to them. And so how they tried to apologize to me was, once they brought about 15,000 cash to be precise. And, this is something for you. I said, what nonsense is that? They didn't even apologize, but they wanted me to receive the cash. And I think that sort of was very humiliating for me. And I made sure that I don't want to talk to these people. And even about these people, I think I'm speaking after a long time. And they stay about 10 feet away from me. I go to Calcutta or Kolkata. I visit there. I don't visit these guys. I don't like these people. And now these people sort of keep sending me WhatsApp messages with happy birthday. We don't talk throughout the year, but they send a happy birthday message. Well, I don't know what part of the birthday they feel happy, but I don't feel receiving birthday messages from them. And they try to send some gift from here and there, and I keep sending back to them. So that doesn't work. This is not the kind of apology, and I am not getting hurt. They are actually screwing their own karma, and they're trying to do something they think is an eyewash. That doesn't work. So that kind of apology is a waste. And that also has a learning about why do things why you needed to create that kind of a scene that you have to apologize later. So that's one. Second, I remember there was this person in my office, for some reason, didn't like me. In front of me was very nice, junior to me, very nice. Once I was away from office on a holiday or leave, and that person tried poisoning boss's mind, and my boss sort of liked me and he knew me thoroughly. So my boss heard it, and when I came back to office, my boss told me the story that, what, this person was talking about you. I said, boss, what do you think about it? The boss said that I don't have to think about it. I know you, and I don't need to think about it. I wanted you to be careful about these people and from these people. And I remained careful. And over a period of time, I never really showed my disrespect or dislike about these people who said who said something like this. And I kept on with my life as usual. I think over a period of time, this person's mindset or thinking about me changed, or maybe circumstances changed. And I saw that I stuck back with that person, and for about 2 years after that incident, and that person kept changing. And today there is a huge amount of respect from that person I receive it. And also I want to mention that, when once I was not well, this person tried the best that person can do for myself. I'm not trying to give any hint because that is against my sort of philosophy, but that person tried doing their best, and I felt that somewhere that person was trying to apologize and being nice. So this is also one of the cases. So apologize early, apologize in a way, and that person never really expected me to sort of do something exceptionally different. I think that person just realized that did something wrong, let me pay back, and that person was nice to me. So there are various kinds actually. If you are sincere about your apology, if you are quick, if you are good with your apology works for personal in a personal way, as well as to the person receiving it as well. So give a very deep thought about these kind of things. They change your life, they change somebody else's life. Your equation with someone changes permanently, and once you have fixed it, this stays forever. For the people who are at the receiving end of apology, accept apology. It is not very easy, it should be easy, but it is not very easy for people to come and apologize to you. Accept apology, accept whatever nice they're trying to do it, and judge the person, gauge the person, and give it a chance. But do not forget if somebody has done something wrong to you, because historically we can see there are numerous examples. You take the Krishna and Shishupal example, 100 pardoning and 100 times being pardoned, still didn't change, and saw the result. Prithviraj Chauhan and Mohammad Ghori, we have seen that in the history. So when somebody apologizes, grant that and be cautious about it as well. Don't make a fool out of yourself, and person continuously repeating the apologies and all that doesn't work. So I think that's about it. This word is very powerful. Use this judiciously. Be kind, and let's all build a nice society together. Wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.